Hola, Avevas. Today I'm going to show you how you can make a Mexicano dish, and that's pico de gallo. If you're interested in wanting to know how to make that dish, stay tuned. Before we get started with this recipe, I just wanted to give you three things. And those three things are the tips of why I want to have this shelf stable up on my shelf, okay? And that's because pico de gallo gives you good benefits. That's protecting of the heart disease and hardening of the arteries that are in your body that fights that stuff that's getting to your heart, that's causing you to fight that heart disease, okay? Now, let's get started. Okay, y'all, so this recipe calls for 2 pounds of tomatoes, whatever tomatoes you might have. I have Roma tomatoes, so that's what I'll be using, but you can use whatever tomatoes you want to use, okay? It's also asking for 1 large onion, 1 jalapeno pepper, 2 tablespoons of cilantro. That's fresh cilantro. I have dried cilantro, so I will be using that. I have a cup of lemon juice. And if you don't have lemon juice, you can use lime juice. You can use vinegar. You can use white wine. You can use any of those things to substitute your lemon to lime and vice versa. So you can use either one of those, okay? And then you can use 1 teaspoon of salt, okay? Let's get to it. With this recipe, what you're going to do is you're going to core your tomatoes. You're going to de-seed your tomatoes because you don't want it to be good and watery. You want to have it where it's thick and kind of chunky like, but you want to decore. You want to core out the core, take that out, and you want to take the seeds out. So what I'm going to use is a measuring cup so I can put my seeds off in here and then cut them accordingly, okay? And I'm going to show you down below how to do that, and then we'll get back after all that is done. Okay, since I do not have a core device, I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it right down in the middle. And then I'm going to take my spoon with my measuring cup, and I'm going to go ahead and core these right in the middle. Take all the juice out of it. All the seeds, I mean. Take all the seeds out. And core it out. Take the core out. Okay, and then I'm going to leave my tomato over to the side. Okay, it's going to look just like this. And when I get all of them cut up, I'm going to show you what we do next. As y'all can see, I got the tomatoes in here. It's got some juice in here, and I'm going to strain that juice out and let it make its own juices as it's going through the steamer. But you don't want it to be a water pico de gallo. You want it to have less water as possible from these tomatoes. And I won't be throwing this tomato juice out. I'm going to save this tomato juice and put it in with the rest of my stuff on the side, because I will be making me some tomato paste in the near future. So I'm going to strain this, and then I'll come right back. But it should look like this, and you should have it good and cut up. And I think I had cut up at least 15 to 20 Roma tomatoes for this recipe. I'm hoping to get at least 6 pints out of this recipe. If not, I'll just cut some more off camera and do some more. So we're going to see what we can get out of this. But I had 15 Roma tomatoes. So I'll be back after I strain this, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, everybody. So I really didn't have that much juice, and I'm very happy about that. So now we're going to get started and cut up the jalapenos. Now, y'all know I love spice. It says for 1, but I'm going to do more than 1, because I had one that was real little, and I wanted to do another one. Okay, and I got de-seeded it. Okay, because you don't want to have no seeds in there. You want it to kind of be really pretty. But now if you want to have seeds for extra heat, go right ahead. And wear gloves. Wear gloves. But see, I've been doing this for so long, I really don't even use gloves because I wash my hands constantly with soap and water. So it don't really just stay on me long enough for it to be tension as far as getting under my eyes and stuff. I don't do a lot of that rubbing and dubbing and stuff like that while I'm in the kitchen. I don't do all that. So I'm going to dice these up and have some nice size because I want it to be kind of chunky in a sense, but not too tiny. And this is going to be a really good salsa. So, really excited to have this on my shelf. Don't have to worry about going to the store to get any because you don't see any in the store, but you can make some and you see it at the restaurants and they make it authentically as well if you go to an authentic Mexicano restaurant. Just about done. And I get the whole entire thing. I take the ring out of there and everything, y'all. You know I'm not wasting nothing. So, I can't stand to waste any food. Gotta get every bit. Okay? You're gonna put this right on top of your tomatoes. And the next thing is gonna be your onions. After I get these good and chopped in here, we'll come back. Hey everybody, so everything should be good and mixed in here. I have my tomatoes in here, I have my onions in here, and I also have my jalapenos in here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need is 2 tablespoons of cilantro. Now, I dehydrated my cilantro. Now, after it gets wet and everything, it goes back to its normal state as it was before I dehydrated it. So, I just want to let y'all know that. So, if you have any that's on hand, that's what's going in next. 2 tablespoons of cilantro. So go ahead and get that and put that in here. Okay. That's my 2 tablespoons. Okay, the next thing is asking for is a 1/2 cup of lemon juice. I got everything over here but my little cup. Give me a, okay, got my 1/2 cup. I'm sorry about that. Got my 1/2 cup. And we're going to need a 1/2 cup of lemon juice. Okay. It's a substitute for lime as well. If you don't have any lime, you can use lemon juice. So that's 1.5 cups of lemon juice. Okay. After you get your 1/2 cup of lemon juice or lime juice, then you need 1 teaspoon of salt. This, I will be using my pink Himalayan salt. Okay. After you get all the mixture in, we're going to stir this up and get it in. Stir it really good. And if y'all can smell it over here on this end, oh my goodness, y'all, it smells Really, really good. It's coming into a great little mixture. And you want to stir this really good. Really smells good. Good and chunky. And that's how it should look. Okay, so now we're getting ready to jar up these. And let's get started on that. Hey y'all, so we're getting ready to go ahead and put the ingredients inside the jars. You need a 1/2 inch headspace. If you don't know what that is, I will show you. And that will be right here. If you have your a debubbler, it'll have the measurements on here. And you'll look right here and it'll tell you right there how to do it. So that way you'll know. 1/2 inch headspace. So let's get to filling. If you have too much, just switch it over to the other jar and I'll show you how to do that. Right now we're going to just get them in. And this time you're going to have your lids are going to be in some hot water. And that way that can be good and sanitized. Your jars need to be good and sanitized as well. Let me pull y'all on back some so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. See the jars? So I'm moving it on up. Not wasting none of this, y'all. None of it. Slide this over so we can get a good view. This is going to be delicious. Super excited. Another jar over here. I got halfway in. We'll be making some more. Now, got a spoon. I just use this. So we wanted to have a 1 inch headspace between all of them. Take this out. Put it in another jar. Gotta have that 1 inch, y'all. 1 inch. Keep that in mind. 1 inch headspace. Okay. This will make its own juices. bubble. Just gonna make sure that all the bubbles are out of here. Next one. Let's see. This piece right here can go over here. Keep it bubbling. You want that 1 inch headspace. 1 inch, y'all. 1 inch. I did this one. Since I have enough. Use almost dead, but I'll fill this up here in a minute because I got some more tomatoes. Inch. There's juice. Bring it to that 1 inch headspace. Okay. 1 inch headspace. Once more. Sure all the bubbles are out of it. Make sure your water bather is good and ready. Your lids are ready. Everything is on the stove. Everything is sanitized and ready to go. Now we're gonna wipe the rims with some vinegar. Get good and clean. And as you're filling around the top, check and make sure again that you don't have no nicks or anything on your glass. And whatever you have left over as far as in your vinegar, pour it into your pot or steam canner. That makes it clean too. It cleans it along the way. Now we're getting ready to put our bands and lids on. And now we're getting ready to put the bands and lids on, y'all. Okay. Now make sure it's fingertip height. And now we're going to take these over to the stove. Now that we got them over here, we're going to put our lid on. Make sure your jars are not touching. Make sure your hole is behind there for the steam and not in front of you, so you won't have to worry about it burning your face off. Okay, and now we're going to turn our stove on up and bring it to a boil. And once it hits my elevation, I will be sitting here steam canning this for 30 minutes. And I'll be back when it's time to take it out. Muy bien, which means very good. Now, if y'all like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below, and y'all have yourself a wonderful, wonderful